Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. This year for 2021 I have decided that I finally want to add a custom Blythe doll to my collection. But seeing as I know absolutely nothing about Blythe, I have spent the last week and a half trying to dive in and learn as much information about Blythe dolls as I can. So I thought it might be fun to bring you guys along on the learning journey with me. So I'm making this video just to share with you what I've learned so far. And if I make mistakes, feel free to correct me in the comments below, because like I said, this is only a week and a half of me getting into this. And I'm learning, and it's exciting to learn about them. The history of Blythe is that they were designed by a lady named Allison Katzman. Her name is Allison. It's spelled the same way as my Allison with 2 L's, not 1. So I feel like I have to have one, right? Isn't that some sort of sign? But they were produced in 1972 by Kenner for 1 year, and they weren't very popular, so they just were in production for 1 year. But they were popularized through the This Is Blythe book by Gina Garan, which came out, I believe it was 2001. But you can see here there are some vintage Blythe photos and advertisements, and Blythe was $6.99 in the Sears Wish book for 1972. How I wish I could ask my grandma to go back in time and order a whole bunch of those so I could have them for my collection. After that, in 2001, Takara started releasing Neo Blythes, and Neo means new edition of Blythe. That's where that Neo comes from. And the only Neo Blythe that I have, which is actually the only full-size Blythe I have, is Disco Boogie, and she is an EBL from 2003, which we're going to talk about in just a minute. Since then, there have been over 200 released Blythe dolls that are officially Blythe dolls from Takara, and I think it's really cool that they have been able to be so popular and have such a wide variety of collectors and a wide range of collectors. I wanted to show you guys a little bit something special, which is my Blythe doll. And one of the big things about Blythe is they can switch their eyes. And so you can see here's my girl switching her eyes, and she's got, of course, her 4 stock eyes because she is a stock doll. But this is Disco Boogie up close with her eyes being changed. There are a lot of Blythe acronyms which I have been learning thanks to the BlytheLife.com website, so please go check that out because that's where I learned all of this. A TBL Blythe is a Taobao Blythe, that's what the T stands for, and they're fakes, they're not real. An EBL stands for Excellent Blythe from 2002 to 2005 is when they were manufactured. An SBL stands for Superior Blythe, which was manufactured from 2003 to 2008. An RBL is a Radiance Blythe, which were manufactured from 2006 to 2013. FLB is Fairest Blythe. I might have transposed that. It might be FBL. From 2009 to now. RBL is Radiance Plus from 2013 to now. And LPS is Littlest Pet Shop, and the reason I included that is because when I was learning these acronyms and I saw LPS for Littlest Pet Shop, I was like, oh yeah, I've got some Littlest Pet Shop Blythes, because I always pick them up when I go to yard sales or the flea market. I find them there all the time. Not all the time, I haven't been in like a year, of course, but you know, these are 3 that I found out while I was doing my thrifting thing, and they're super cute, and so it made me realize when I was going through these acronyms that I indeed do have more than just one Blythe. I have a Neo Blythe, and I have 3 LPS Blythes, so I thought that was cool. And I think one of the things that's attracted me to Blythe is it's a doll that I don't know a lot about, but I love learning about dolls, and so I think that's a big part of this for me, is that I'm so excited about learning something new and really diving into it that I really just want to have a full understanding of the whole Blythe doll thing and the history and everything that goes along with them. The thing about Blythe that I'm having the hardest time with is the real versus fake thing. And so there's a couple of different kinds of fake. There's fakes that they call factory dolls, which use potentially stolen parts that were stolen from the factory that either didn't meet standards or that were just, you know, stolen. And then there's fakes or clones. The fakes or clones, they're either copies, like direct copies of Blythe, or they're clones. So the faces are just a little bit different, but they're pretty much the same doll. This is kind of like Barbie clones would be. And the thing about the fakes is that they seem to be very well tolerated and received in the Blythe community. So I'm still trying to navigate that whole thing about fake versus real, because I know that as people learn to customize Blythe, they buy the fakes to learn how to carve them and learn how to do all these different things with their faces. And so it's just, I don't know where I stand on that. I still have some more research to do and to look into it. A lot of the argument is that the doll was originally designed in 1972, and you know, so it's not such a big deal. The other argument is that this is a mass-produced doll, so it's not really a big deal. Now, I don't really know. They are counterfeit dolls, the ones that aren't clones. Now, the clones will have a little bit of a different face, but it's essentially the same thing. You have the same pull string with the eyes changing and whatnot. And I want to show you an example because I do have one fake in my collection. Now, the fake that I have is actually a fake Chrissy doll. And honestly, Chrissy collectors don't really know if she is a fake or if she is officially licensed from Ideal. And this is the Mexican Lily Lady Chrissy doll. But most people think that they illegally took a Chrissy doll and created a mold off of her and then made their own Chrissy, because she's a little bit shorter and a little bit smaller all around than the regular Chrissy doll. And so people generally kind of think that she is a fake. And so that's where you get into the argument of, is it okay to have fake dolls that are mass produced or is it not? And so what I don't want to do is I don't want to be a hypocrite and say, well, you can't have, you know, it's okay to have a fake Blythe, but it's not okay to have fake artist dolls, because I don't think it is okay to have fake artist dolls, but I am still navigating that whole, do I feel like it's morally okay to have a fake Blythe? And so that's where it gets into a little bit of a sticky situation for me, is I just don't really know how I feel about it. So I'm just still thinking on that, because so many customizers do beautiful customs, but they all use the TBL or the Taobao fake bases. So I would love to hear what you think about that in the comments below. I just want to get a kind of a feel for how people feel about these fake dolls. So what all is involved with the customization? These are common things that people do when they customize a Blythe. They always change the eye chips. That's number one. They do a carving of the eyes, nose, lips, and philtrum. And the philtrum is a word I just learned as I started researching Blythe. I did not know that was the little dip between your nose and your Cupid's bow on your lips. They do a gaze correction because the way the Blythes look, they kind of look down. They boggle the eyes, which means the eyelids don't show, so you have a bigger eye. So if you look at the picture of my Disco Boogie, she's got a little bit of an eyelid showing there. Sometimes they'll change the body to an A-zone or a Bitsu body for more posability, which is something I would definitely want. They add a neck joint so that Blythe can move her head and tilt it from side to side. They, of course, do beautiful new face-ups on the dolls, and sometimes they do reroots, like they'll do an alpaca or a mohair reroot on the scalp. So if you want to see some beautiful customized Blythes, just search for the hashtag Custom Blythe on Instagram, and you can get lost scrolling for hours looking at these different dolls because they are absolutely so gorgeous. This is what I've really done for the past, I would say, week, and I've made a list of about 12 customizers that I really like and that I'm watching their work, because I do plan to add a custom Blythe to my collection sometime in March or April, and I am just kind of waiting for, I don't want to commission a custom, because some artists will let you commission a custom. I want to wait until there's a custom available for adoption, find one that I like, and then be able to adopt them. Now, they can go anywhere from $600 or $700 if the base is a fake, all the way up to the most expensive I've seen has been 2,500 euros, and the US dollar is not very strong against the euro right now, so that probably wouldn't be one that I would go for. So that being said, what do I really want for my wish list? What do I want for my custom Blythe? Well, I have decided, of course, I want the eye chips changed. I think that's just standard. I want the carving of the eyes, nose, lips, and philtrum. I would love to have teeth in mine. Of course, I want the gaze correction, the boggled eyes. I've decided I want an A-zone body. I think the Abitsu body is a little more posable, but I just really like the look of the A-zone body. I definitely want a neck joint so that my Blythe can tilt her head from side to side, because that I'm used to. I'm a little spoiled by BJDs, and so I want some flexibility. The Blythe I have, she doesn't, have a lot of different poses. So on my custom, I really want that. Of course, I want a beautiful face up. I really want to have freckles. Red hair would be great, but I have also seen some other hair colors that I love. But I have decided for my very first custom, I do want a legit Blythe base, because I'm just not sure how I feel, like I've said, about the whole fake thing. It seems like it's well accepted within the community, and that even Takara, I read, might like it because it brings them attention. I don't know. I'm just still deciding, but let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. So my real goal, though, for this year is to add one of these dolls to my collection. I've got them set up right now. You can see my Disco Boogie and my Petites, or my LPSs, set up to remind me of this. Hopefully this video helps you if you're just now learning about Blythe. I decided to make it because I couldn't find a video about like a beginner's guide to Blythe. And some of this information, again, could be wrong, as I've just gotten into it in the past week or so. So let me know in the comments below any information that you think I should add or that I should learn, or if anything was wrong. Well guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!